the first point. I'm recording this session. So once the session is done, you can ask the questions whatever you have. Okay. So the first point. Nowadays, the simple finance exists in the market. Why we are using simple finance applications and what is the need of simple finance applications to the organization and what is the procedure of learning simple finance applications. So, and what are the different types of deployment functionalities and what is technical activities, what is functional activities. All these points I'm going to discuss in today's session. Okay, once it is clear, so then we will start with technical scenario and I'm going to take total 5 sessions for technical scenarios and then I'm going to take with functional activities. So I'll give the syllabus structure before I'm going to start the sessions. Let's come to the point. So here the simple finance applications came into the market in 2014 with a version called 1.0. So at that time, so they had when they had releasing, so they had updated only finance applications. So this is, you can say this is for testing process. So later they are updated with 2.0 right now, which is existing in the market. So 2.0, which consists of FI and CO activities. The main objective of simple finance applications is the name itself, it is saying simple finance. That means whatever the problematic issues which we had faced in existing ERP applications, so in CO especially, so all these are integrated to finance activities. So that we can see it practically also. So where it is integrated and why, how it is integrated, all these things. So here, if you see the complete architecture in 2014, so it has been released into the market, but it is successfully released in 2015 only. And also later after 2.0 also they had released one version which is called 1511, so which includes simple logistics also, but still it is in testing process. It's not completely successful in the market. So right now we are following 2.0, and if you see the HANA architecture, so the simple finance applications will completely run in only in HANA architecture. Why? Because is in existing ERP application we are using different types of row-based tables and also different types of tables we are using. All these are customized with one table in simple finance applications. So which is also called, you can say, ACDOCA, which update with transaction data. So there is no different types of tables. So all these tables are merged together, not removed, it's merged. It merged together with ACDOCA, a new table which is called columnar data organization. So one by one I am going to discuss what is columnar data organization also, we will see in detail. So in 2011 the SAP HANA in-memory platform has been introduced, and later in 2012 so the real-time reporting with business warehouse has been updated. So after that the OLAP and OLTP, so there is few applications are integrated and it is released in 2013. And in 2014, the simple finance applications has been updated in HANA database, but only finance applications, not controlling activities. But in 2015, they had come with 2.0, which includes CO applications with FI applications. So that is the reason whenever you see there is an integration between CO to finance, not finance to CO. So now if you see in SAP HANA architecture, so there is a different types of advantages are there. So that means, let's say you can use it as cloud, you can use it as on-premises edition, so you can use it as hybrid version, so whatever you want. That means you can use in any platform. That means you can say in any device for this simple finance application. Let's say you have an Android device or you have a iPhone. So even you can install this application activities in your mobile also or in your tab also. By using some few apps, we can use this functionality. So then if you see the architecture of HANA, so here whenever we are going to work with HANA applications, there is two things are there. One is on-premises edition and cloud edition. So what is on-premises edition and what is cloud edition? Normally whatever the access we are going to see, so this is on-premises edition. Just one second, I will show you. For this, there is some procedure is there to update the server. Later I will tell you what is the procedure. See, this is on-premises edition. That means whatever the customization settings, just like normally our existing ERP applications only. But there is some internal changes are there, so that we are going to discuss in detail. Okay, so then cloud edition. What is cloud edition? Here you can see the cloud edition also. One second. See, this is cloud edition. So that means this is a graphical user interface. So directly you can use the cloud edition with Fury apps. So this is Fury apps. One second, I will log in and I will show you.
Hello. Hi, Aditya garu. Good evening.
Yes, yes. Just one second. See, directly you can see the Fury apps here. So whenever you use the Fury apps in your system, so automatically, so it look like this. So you can simply drag it and drop it, and you can use different types of functionalities, not only for SAP finance application, simple finance applications, but remaining also it is developer. So that means each and every segment wise we can run the functionalities. So for this, what we need to do is we need to use some SLT configuration system landscape transformation, and we can update this. And also, if you want to transfer it to the simple finance cloud edition, you can see directly the reports here. So this is you can use it in cloud edition. So later we are going to discuss about this point after end of the sessions, how we can update to the cloud edition and how we can run this. So let's come to the point. So that means we have two types of editions, on-premises edition and cloud edition. First, we are going to concentrate on on-premises edition only. So then, if you see the HANA structure, so here, what types of tools we require? So we require HANA Live, and also HANA Cloud Platform is required, as well as Fury apps is required, and you can see SAP Lumina, so which you can see in my system also. So this is especially used for to run the reports in graphical mode, SAP Lumina, Predictive Analytics. So like this, some additional tools are there, so which we are going to use for this. SAP Lumina is used for graphical user interface, and also we can run the reports automatically. The system can deliver the reports in journal wise, area wise. So whatever you want, segment wise, I like that. And predictive analytics. So this is for future forecasting, especially if you see the simple finance applications. This is mostly concentrate on cash management applications. Why? Because it's to analyze the future cash flow. So whenever you run the report in predictive analytics, we can use it as for future forecasting also. So these are the major tools which we require while learning simple finance applications. So then if you come to the advantages of HANA, that means S4 applications, the main advantages we need to understand from the technical side, not from the functional side first. So whenever you understand the technical advantages, then we can easily analyze it for functional activities also. Let's come to the each and every step. So here you can see the reading of data from RAM. That means normally if you see in existing ERP application, we have different types of approaches there. Say for example, so I will explain here. See, in existing ERP application, the database look like this. So here it will update the data first in hard disk, then it will update in memory. So on memory, then it will update in CPU cache. So or CPU register, you can say, not cache. So whenever you update the data like this, there is some disadvantages are there. To avoid these disadvantages in S4 HANA, so the structure look like this. First, it will update to the CPU register. Then it will update the data into in memory. Then it will update the data into flash, which is called cloud. And then it will update into the hard disk. But most of the data is not required in the hard disk. So here, let's come to the advantages and disadvantages of existing ERP and what is the advantages of S4 applications. So if you come across with existing ERP application, every data is going to update to the hard disk. So here you can say purely hard disk is the main constant. So every data is being updated into the hard disk. So it takes a lot of disk space to run the system, to store the information also. High disk space is required. Then, so every table, so let's come to the table architecture. So if we have different types of tables which is updated into the existing ERP application, and also it is in row based architecture. So based on that, this is, again the data, it takes a lot of space to store all these row based tables. So and also there is some duplication. You cannot avoid the duplication in existing ERP applications. Why? Because it is based on row based architecture. You cannot merge the tables. So here data redundancy is there. So and if you come to the search options, let's say if you want to search anything in row based architecture, it is going to search from starting to ending. So it takes a lot of time to search all the data, whatever the query we are entering. It takes a lot of time to search the query also. So that the result is again it takes a lot of disk space to run the reports. So then let's say execution of query takes time. So all this, the result is when we are running any report or if you say reconciliation, the automated reconciliation is not there. So from the functional point of view, if we discuss, there is a different tables are there. We need to integrate all the tables at the time of reconciliation and we need to perform the reconciliation activity. So automated reconciliation is not available. So if you come to the HANA S4 application, all these things are rectified. Say for example, come to the hard disk. So here hard disk is not the main constant. Every data is going to update into the main memory for backup and also it will update the data into flash if you are using the cloud applications. So no need, so that means the data which is updated in the CPU is registered first and then it will store in the main memory for the backup, and for the cloud applications it's stored in the flash applications. So hard disk is not the main constant. Whenever the disk space is very low, you can perform the reports very fastly. You can imagine that 10,000 times faster than existing ERP application. So low disk space. Then data redundancy. So here every data is being updated into the one table. Let's say the GL accounts is updated into the one table. Customer accounts is updated into the one table, same table. So that means line items as well as open items, everything is updating into the one table. So there is no separate COPA for accounting. There is no separate COPA for costing also. So the data redundancy is completely removed. So then search options. Whenever we are going to discuss about the table architecture, the searching made easy. That means executing the query is very easy. I will explain how it is possible. So then automated reconciliation is available because every data is being updated into the one table called ACDOCA table. So there is no so there is no requirement for putting any additional activity in reconciliation statements. Automated reconciliation is happen whenever you want to run the report, you can run the report. So automated reconciliation is possible because of one table architecture. So all these are the major advantages based on database architecture. So that means you can see, so reading the data from RAM, SQL console, attributes view, analytical view, calculation view, and columnar storage in SAP HANA. So row based and column based. So removal of data redundancy. All these are the very advantages to any organization, and also for the user perspective also. So here I have updated. Later I am going to share this presentation to you. You can check this also. Then you can see one, I told you that search option. So search option means here if you see in that row based it will store the table, it will store the information like this. So but in columnar store it will divide the information like this. That means the country, product and sales. Say for example I want to find out the product wise. So directly I enter the query called chocolate. So directly the system will check this transaction only. So only the product wise applications. So that means the traditional database stores the data simply in rows. The HANA in-memory data stores both row-based and column-based. Please remember this point. This is very important. So it is in this combination of both storage approaches that produce the speed, flexibility, and performance of the HANA database. Then here I had mentioned some of the advantages and disadvantages. So you can go through that later. Then so now we understand what is the advantage of database architecture. So then if you come to the migration, so normally, let's say there are different approaches are there. Let's say we have an organization. Since they are working from last 10 years, they are working with Oracle database. That means say for example, ECC6, EHP5. So now in 2016, the company proposed that they want to migrate to S4 applications. So the existing data need to update into the S4 application. So there is two methods are there. One is if the organization want to upgrade their existing database, so that means Oracle database, which is used in ECC6, EHP5 to S4, they can use the element called migration, and also it is called DMO, data migration option. That means this is a different tool for upgradation of existing ERP. And data replication. So here some organization they want to maintain the existing system ECC6 EHP5 as a standard version, and they want to run the simple finance applications in new version. That means they want to maintain two parallel systems. In that case, this concept is known as data replication, or you can say SLT, system landscape transformation. So for data migration, you can simply understand that if the company wants to migrate the data, upgrade the existing ERP to S4 application, they are using DMO option. So if the company want to maintain two parallel systems, existing ERP application and new S4 application, then it is called SLT system, system landscape transformation. Two types of methods are there. So here, let's see what is SLT, what is DMO in short way. So when I'm going to explain that syllabus, so we are going to discuss in detail and we will see how it will work. So here SLT is also indicating that LT replication is the standard software to move data in real time between different systems within SAP framework. So here we have a question. Sir, we have different ERP application, not SAP. So in that case, we can use SLT or not. So you can use SLT with any database applications. Say for example, if I am using PeopleSoft. So for the PeopleSoft also, I can move the data to S4 application by using SLT applications. So in order to understand the cloud, to have the information at the right place at the right point of time. So this software helpful to you to analyze the system with up-to-date the business information from productive system landscape, supports the acceleration of large volume transaction executing in SAP HANA. So there is some structure is there. So this we are going to discuss in HANA Live Studio. In that we can understand that what is SLT and what is DMO. Now, if you come to the DMO option, data migration option, migrating an existing SAP system to SAP HANA requires different types of implementation. There are three types of implementations are there. The advantages of place the migration instead of new installation is that the existing system is upgraded. So that means what I am saying is no need to run a different system in S4 application. You can migrate the data with existing ERP to S4 application. So by using DMO option. So like this, while we are learning the application activity, even in my syllabus architecture also you can see here I had mentioned very clearly in syllabus architecture. So first I'm going to brush up all these concepts. What is in memory? What is columnar data organization? So what is delta store and match? What is parallel mechanism? So HANA basic principles, HANA views, difference between HANA and S4, SLT and DMO. Practically we are going to see this SLT. Okay, so because you don't know, so whether you are working with migration systems or whether you are using with replication systems. That is the reason it's better to understand in both the scenarios. And here there is one more concept is there. So what happened to new deployment? Say for example, if the company doesn't have an existing ERP application, now they are purchasing a new S4 application. So in that case, there is no DMO, there is no SLD. Directly they can use simple finance applications with S4 applications. So that means in on-premises, there is a structure is there. In cloud edition is also, it is there. So both in S finance, simple finance as well as simple logistics also. So now please remember one important point I want to say at this moment. When we are going to use DMO or SLT, the existing tables are not deleted in new system. So that means what I am saying is here, say for example, we have 10 tables with existing ERP application. BSAG, BSCG, like this we have different tables. All these tables are migrated to one table. So now I want to ask you a few questions related to this. You can answer this question. So especially in the point of migration, so how we can do that migration activity and what is the system recommendations as a functional consultant or a technical consultant to your organization, I had clearly mentioned here. So system convert the business suit customers who want to move to S4 application. So these are the recommendations. And system landscape transformation when we are using DMO, so or SLT, what is the recommendations we are giving, and in which condition we are using SLT and which condition we are going to use DMO. There are three conditions are there. You can go through this. Then, so these are all that called technical approach. That means whatever we have discussed, one is from table, one is from database point, and then we have discussed from migration point. Now I am discussing from functional approach. This is very important to us. So here in functional approach, the first point which we need to understand is universal general. What is universal general and why it is updated in S4 application? As we know, here we are going to use only one table which is called ACDOCA. Here you can see. The universal general entry eliminates the need of separation made previously between financial accounting and controlling. That means previously we use FI in different and CO in different activities. And whenever you want to do the reconciliation, you are collecting the information from the both sources and we are updating. But this is not required in simple finance application because there is a combined FI and CO document linked with logical document. All the information is recorded in one line item table, which is called ACDOC. Because of that reason, the reconciliation is also not required. Since financial accounting, managerial accounting are reconciled constantly, there is no longer any need for reconciliation between FI and CO or between FIGL or FI asset accounting. So that means reconciliation is not at all required here. So like this, we have some advantages. Okay, so here you can see FI tables is there, CO tables is there. So in existing ERP, both combined together is called ACDOCA, Universal General Table. So let's say take one example. Now let us review the with one use case by posting FI document to profit and loss account with cost objects as profitability analysis. So but in SAP HANA on-premises edition with 2.0, the system has account based COPA. It is already active. There is no separate COPA document visible in accounting document workflow. So separate COPA is not required. The real-time integration is no longer applied. Instead of CO transactions are posted directly as universal general in ACDOCA. And the secondary cost elements are also contained in the chart of accounts. Account assignments to a different accounts no longer necessary. That means what I am saying is, let's say practically. Let's see it practically. See, if you come here, account controlling activities, cost elements, cost element accounting, master data, cost elements, individual costing. There is no any additional activities such as primary cost element, secondary cost element like this. But if you go to FS00, so here you can see the transaction code also. So I will display the transaction code also so that it is easy to understand. What it is showing? FS00. That means if you go to FS00, so here we have additional topics are there, which is called primary cost revenue and secondary cost. Even the line items is also not there. You can check this. So once if you log in into this, you can check that line items also. Line items is also not visible here. That means edit cost elements is not required. So you can avoid a lot of duplication in this. That means whenever you create a ledger, it will create automatically as a cost element also. So whenever you are going to update with controlling activities under cost elements, already the data is available. So no need of separate cost elements is required. Like this, lot of advantages are there. So that is the reason here you can see the point. There is no separate COPA document visible in accounting document workflow. And also the cost elements is not at all required. So let's take one example. If you post FA documents which triggers the entries in BSEG and other tables, so in ECC, compare it with posting in S4 HANA, all the information is recorded in BKPF as a header data and ACDOCA as line items, thus reducing the footprint drastically. What will happen to the old tables? This is the question. Most of the people are getting questioned this. What will happen to old tables? Is that BSEG and other tables are deleted? No, it is not deleted. So, but in a lot of books they had mentioned that it is deleted, but it is not deleted. Updates are no longer made to these old tables. Say for example, on 1/1/2016, the company has met with, you can use DMO or SLT, whatever it may be. So the company planned to deploy that simple finance applications. After that, up to the date, whatever the data it is there in the old table, that will be updated to ACDOCA. That is fine. From the date of 2/4/21/2016, whatever the transaction we are entering, that will update only to ACDOCA. It will not update to the old tables. When we are running any reconciliation statement, it will catch the information from the existing tables and also from ACDOCA for the new data, and it will update the reconciliation statement. That is the thing which has happened. What will happen to the old tables? Updates are no longer made to these old tables. You can continue to use the reports that use the data from these old tables. This is because compatibility view for data request from one of these tables read the data from ACDOCA. See here you can see the screen also. The general ledger, profitability analysis, management accounting, asset accounting, material ledger, everything is being updated into the universal journal with one table. So these are the things like this. We have some activities are there. And when we are working with simple finance application, what additional activities we need to perform? That is also very important. See, in existing ERP, whatever you have implemented just look like same, but some additional configuration we need to concentrate. So these configuration includes the integration between CO and FI activities. So that we are going to discuss at the time of explanation. So this is the thing which has happened internally. Now, if you come to the simple logistics, most of the people are getting this question. What happened for integrated data? So especially in the point of integration. So to avoid this problem, the SAP has released the simple logistics, and it is with 1511, which is being updated with FI simple finance applications and also logistics. The combination is known as 1511. So here we have different types of logistics functionalities is there. So supply relationship management is there, manufacturing is there, sales is there, services is there, HR applications is there. Everything is being updated in simple logistics. Here this is the structure which is happened in simple logistics. They are collecting all the information from different tables and it is being updated to one table which is called MSCG. This is the existing table only, but every data being updated into the one table. So this is the SAP tables with aggregates and indices with existing database. Now, if you come to the management material inventory in the future, no aggregates, no indices, no redundancy. So everything being updated into the one data. Just like simple finance ACDOCA, we have another table which is called MSCG. Now, so these are the things which has happened while we are working and the curriculum. So let's come to the curriculum. This is very important. So when we are going to learn the simple finance applications, what we need to understand? First, we need to understand from the technical view. What is columnar data organization? What is in-memory? What is delta store and merge operations? What is parallel mechanism? HANA basic principles, HANA views, difference between HANA and S4, SLT and DMO. These are the major concepts which we need to understand as a functional consultant. So normally these concepts is related to HANA concepts, but as a functional consultant also, it is always recommended to know about these concepts. So I'm going to take total 10 sessions to explain about these concepts. Then if you come to the functional activities, so these are the concepts which we are going to discuss. First, I will explain about the concept of universal general and the customization of universal general. What is central finance? How to migrate the data from classical GL to new GL. And then we are going to discuss, say, if you take each and every point, GL accounts, asset account, AR, AP, asset accounting. So like this, we have some topics are there. In each and every topic, we need to understand the changes first and then customization. Then postings after changes, that means posting after migration, then finally report generation. So these four activities we need to concentrate for each and every step. Okay. So these are the things which we are going to concentrate, and total I am going to take almost 20 sessions to explain about this functional activities. That means total 30 to 40 sessions you can fix to complete the simple finance syllabus. Okay. So then there is some things I want to explain. Here, what things we require while learning simple finance applications. This is also very important. So in this Excel sheet, for your easy preparation and understanding point, I had mentioned this in short way to understand what are the changes occurred in simple finance applications. Let's come to GL. You can understand this. See, this is the concept and what has been changed and why it is updated with new transaction and also how it is being updated. So then this is the syllabus structure which I had shown you right now, and the documents and server access. So these are the things which we required. We required two types of access which has a inbuilt of SLT in both the access, and SAP Luminar, Predictive Analytics and Fury as a additional software tools, and Simple Finance Complete Suite which consists of configuration. This is my own material. I will show that material also. And my strict recommendation is take the material. So whenever I am going to explain you, so please follow that material from your end. See, in this material, whatever I had explained, everything I had mentioned very clearly. So the overview of simple finance, deployment models, technical concepts with explanation, DMO and SLT, so universal general and general ledger impact and changes after migration and customization. So you can check all these things. In customization, step-by-step procedure I had mentioned here. So these are all explanation point only. So if you come to the changes, let's take GL. First, we need to understand what is the impact of GL, technical view and functional view. So what transaction codes it has been changed and what functions it has been changed, what tables it has been migrated. So all these things we need to understand first. So for that purpose, I had updated all these things here. So then if you come to configurations, as I already told you, some additional configurations is required. These are all changes which we are going to discuss in later. See, so what is how we need to run the CO and FI fiscal year variants and migration of general ledger customizations. And at the time of migration, so we have some ledgers is there. So why we are doing this? What is standardized and appendix ledgers and how it is being customized? So all these things step by step I had mentioned it with clear path as well as screenshot also. So you can follow this along with our, this is regular material which I am going to explain to you. You can follow in that material whatever I am explaining. Additionally, with this, I am going to provide you some additional materials which are helpful to you for future reference. So here, simple finance overview with migration activity, and this is released by SAP only, and simple finance overview without migration activities. So this is also released by SAP only, and implementation of business suite on HANA with SLT and DMO. This is also released by SAP only. That means these three materials is for reference purpose. Okay. Like that, if you come to the FICO, so some people have some questions. To avoid that questions, what I'm going to do is I'm giving the complete FICO configuration notes, CO configuration notes, and also FICO using ECC6 EHP7 because in EHP7 some changes is occurred. So this also it's better to know for future reference. And for FSCM functionalities, we have credit, collections, disputes, treasury and risk management, in-house cash and cash and liquidity. So in simple finance applications, TRM, IHC, cash and liquidity has a different significance. To understand this, I'm going to give you the configuration recordings, configurations, and also the end user transactions, all recordings with business blueprint so that you can refer from your end. Okay. So these are all the things which I'm going to provide you at the time of training. Okay. So if anybody has any